Now we're looking at taste and smell. And this page is for the child with too much sensory information coming through from their taste and smell senses. But what you might see is that this child has a very limited range of foods and textures that they will even consider eating. They might gag on certain foods and textures and tastes. They might notice smells more than anybody else. You might not even notice, and your child will turn around and say, "Oh, Mummy, did you smell that? It was awful." When you open your windows as you go down the road in the car and there's muck spreading going on in the field, how's the responses in the car? Do you prefer that noise smell, and you can tolerate it, or is it really offensive and you find that you're holding your breath because you can't tolerate that smell? They might choose foods based on the smell. They might breathe through their mouth and nose to avoid, instead of their nose, to avoid the smell. And they might avoid certain environments, particularly those like the public toilets with very unusual and different smells going on in there. What we can do to help this child is to introduce food slowly and don't disguise food inside. Nine times out of 10 the child can find out that you've disguised food, and then you're losing the trust that you've built up. And they will avoid trying anything new after that. But encourage positive interactions with new food. Be mindful about how the food is presented on the table. Smaller portions, or even putting things in the dish on the side. Maybe your peas or your baked beans don't want to go on the plate, or they might just be in a little bowl on the side. So keep them away from the other food, but to encourage the child at least to try and taste them. And consider other environmental factors that are going on in the surroundings. Is it a noisy restaurant? Or do they have to touch the food with their hands and they'd rather not? The child who doesn't have enough information, enough sensory input from taste and smell, this child might be the child that wants to smell every new person, or they lick things. They lick everything. They explore everything by smelling it first or licking it. This child prefers really flavoursome, crunchy foods. This child puts everything in their mouth. And this child doesn't seem to notice a really strong smell. So what we can do to help this child is to offer them things as an alternative to chew. So here we've got a picture of jewellery. Something appropriate for them to chew. They can wear them on their wrist, or you can wear it around your wrist and offer it to them, as you can see that they're chewing on other things. Play games that involve using your mouth, so blowing bubbles. That experience of having a really thick milkshake, can you remember sucking it up and making your mouth hurt because it doesn't come up through the thin straw? It's a really good opportunity to explore the sense and to provide crunchy and chewy textures and flavours. So thinking about what you're putting on their plate or in their packed lunch so that we can meet their sensory needs here.